Hi YouTube, come do my first commission piece with me. So I started out with these mini pieces just to get an idea roughly of what I would like to do. It also helps the people that I'm doing this commission for. They got a good idea of what kind of sky and what kind of mountains they wanted, and so yeah, I was just basing it off of this one picture and off of my minis. And I just started with the first layer. If you've watched my previous videos, you might know that I like to do my paintings in layers when I'm working with acrylic. So this is the first layer for the sky, and it just really helps to get the right colors in the right spots. And I do have a primer on underneath this, so it kind of helps to make the colors more vibrant, but ultimately to make my paintings pop, I really like to do 2 layers. And that way, if I do mess up on the first layer, I can always just fix it the next day type of thing. So yeah, I'm just trying to get the sides of this canvas and just melting all these colors together. I was pretty happy with it. You'll see when I start doubting myself, but it ended up very good. I'm very happy with how this painting ended. It was very satisfying to do this sky. I love painting skies. The only hard part about it is just that it was the biggest canvas that I have ever worked on. So now this is the second day, or the third day of me working on this painting, doing the second layer on the sky. And you will just see that I am just trying to make everything more vibrant and more even, making the sun pop where it's supposed to pop, even though there is no sun, it's just the sunset. And yeah, I'm just covering up the bits that I wanted to fix and trying to just blend as much as I can just so you can't see any of that underneath color. And this is the part where I did a bit of an oops. I forgot to film, or I missed filmed the main mountain scene, but I was just using the spatula scrapey art tool to just put in, like knife in. Using a little tool like this will really help you get the right shapes for a mountain scene. All the edges look more realistic, and I'm just referencing back to the picture that my clients asked for me to reference. Since this is also a very known mountain range that my clients have hiked, I just wanted to make sure that everything looked very, very perfect as I possibly could, that each peak had the exact same ridges. It wasn't perfect, but I tried to get it as close to perfection as I could. And I am using my IKEA Malm dresser to finish this canvas on. I don't have a big enough easel yet, so I just use what I have, and it works out. Sorry about this lighting going out of focus. And this is all done in the fastest, the fastest speed that there is on iMovie. So here I am just starting to get in the darker parts of the mountain range, and I definitely should have gone a lot lighter with this. Less is always more, especially when you're trying to do something that's realistic. There's not a lot of black out in nature, so it's like you gotta mix the black with gray is what I should have done. But I will fix it after, and I was decent enough happy with this, so I just kept going until I finished, and it ended up very, very good. So this is the real speed, real timing. As you can see, it's very, very slow. I'm a very patient person, and I do not like to mess up my artwork, so whenever I get the chance to go slow, I will always do my best to take my time and to enjoy the process. And my clients luckily told me to enjoy this process, and they didn't have any time frame, which I was very fortunate of, because it's a lot less stress for me. This was probably one of the most satisfying parts, adding the light. Just gives so much more dimension. And I'm still referencing the photo. Every single tiny inch that I do, I'm referencing. So this was the point where I was a little bit confused about what I should do, because I added all these little splotches to try to make it all blend in a little bit more, and I just realized that the color underneath is not realistic. It's just not alive enough for me. So some people told me that I was making a mistake, but I figured I'm just gonna go with my gut and do what I think is right. So I just really tried to make these mountains as snowy as possible and add a lot of depth just within the colors. It was good to have an overall mountain shape put down. Like I think it's just easier that I actually did it this way. It's still like the two-layer technique that I am talking about. And it did work out very well. As you can see now, I'm just adding a darker blue at the bottom and just slowly starting to blend it all together. And this is real time once again. Quite slow, but it was fun. It was really, really fun to do this part. And I wasn't 100% satisfied with it until I took it to their place. And I even told them, I was like, you know what, you don't have to be happy with this. I would happily redo this because it was so much fun, and it was a big learning curve for me to get over, because I haven't really done a big scene like this. I've never used a spatula technique like this, or scraper technique, I'm not sure what it's called. But yeah, so as soon as I'm adding all these highlights on top of the blue, you can see it's starting to become a lot more realistic. Once again, real time, just to give you an idea of how long it took. I think that this took me about a week in total, from start to finish. And this is it complete. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I love the depth, and it matched my client's house very, very well. So yeah, once I saw it up in the right position in their house, I was fully satisfied, and they were very happy with it. So I could not be happier. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this process.